right, this is take 3. I'm trying to trim some of these down where I can, not bore the crap out of you. It is Thursday afternoon. I'm headed home in rush hour traffic for squat day. And what I wanted to do was talk in the vein of what we were talking about yesterday, just the mental and emotional things about and visualization about as we get into meet prep. I think this weekend puts me about 3 weeks out, and I know like Mel, for instance, this weekend will be 1 week out, and I've got some guys that are like a week out from their strongman contest. So I was having a discussion with Jennifer this morning. We were talking about various things, and she had made a post that I didn't read fully, and I intend to, after I do this, to read it, but it showed systems versus goals. And I'm sure my take on this is going to be completely different. I think for your training, the most effective your training's ever going to be is when it is goal-oriented, when you have an end game. But there's a double-edged sword with that, because what you can't do is put all this effort into the goal, and then let's say you achieve that goal. That's kind of an ending. And so what I always try to tell people is when you set up a training cycle, your system, and you do all this training and you reach your goal, take time, take a moment, take the day, take the weekend, enjoy it, celebrate it, and then have a short memory because you went from point A to point B. And I think it would suck if that you set a goal to squat 300 pounds and you squatted it. Is that the end? Because reaching the goal kind of signifies the end, and that for me doesn't work. And I'll use me as an example. When I totaled 2,400 pounds, I was kind of like, well, that's been my lifelong goal. I trained from 1997 specifically to achieve these goals until 2011. When I did my first full powerlifting meet, I squatted 617 and a half. My biggest squat in my career was basically, 97 to 2014 years or so, was 1,040. I cannot tell you how many reps and sets and sessions, but it was one of those things where I was like, that was it. I've done everything that I was supposed to do. And I've learned that obviously, because I have not stopped, I did some other things in the strength field, and now I'm back to powerlifting full time. But my systems that I have in place have allowed me to do those things. And what I'm cautioning you is when you got to have a goal, that's what's going to drive the training. But that once you achieve that goal, you do take a moment to celebrate it, and then it becomes your new point A. And the systems that you have in place, you're constantly streamlining and fixing and adjusting and pinpointing the things that you have to work on to get better. Now, why is that important? Because, this is powerlifting. And for me, while I have basically made it my entire life, saved my work and a little bit of my personal life, Melissa and I get up bright early in the morning and we train. And we're in the gym 6 days a week, a lot. And so, it's definitely, long past a hobby. This is a way of life for us. So, what we have learned though, and what I want you to take away from this isn't just about powerlifting. This is about, with systems, I have learned so much from strength training and striving to achieve goals that it has helped me in my personal life. It has helped me in how I communicate with people, not only as a coach, but just as a person, as a friend, as a brother, as whatever the case may be. It has made me better in the workplace because I can create a list of things that I've got to get done. and prioritize them in the manner that I go about my training and prep and all those things. It makes me better at my job. So the mechanics of your systems is vital. Now again, this probably has nothing to do with what Jennifer posted, but I just found it interesting because I think probably with her, she's trying to look at, one versus the other. I could be totally wrong, but that's kind of what I gleaned from glancing at it. And I have my take on it is that I think the two are entwined as long as we understand that the goal is not the end. The goal is a target. It's your point B. And that once you get to that point, no matter how long it takes, no matter how many attempts, I'll give you an example, and I'll use myself as an example. When my first real year of competition, my deadlift was skyrocketing. And I did it was a novice nationals back in the 90s. And I deadlifted at that meet 584, room to spare, and just knew that the next meet that I did, I'd pull 600 pounds. I believe that was 1999. That was December of 1999. I believe that to be correct. It was July or August, I believe, of 2001 before I finally officially pulled it. I cannot tell you, every meet that I competed in, I missed it. I would load it. I knew I would have it. I had done the work. I had competed in a meet in 2000 where I deadlifted 590. So I just knew, that I was ready. And I kept missing it. I would miss it in training. And I'm telling you, back in those days, I studied. I ate the way I was supposed to. I supplemented. I hydrated. I rested, and I trained hard, and I felt like I was training smart. Now, once I broke that plateau, I quickly went up. But my reason for bringing that up is just because I had a goal, and that's what drove my training, but the chips kind of fall where they may, but I believed in my systems, and part of my system is my self-belief. And those things I think are vital. So in closing, just to review, remember that goal is your point. Your goal is your point B. When you start training, that's point A. And you train hard, no matter where the chips fall, take time to celebrate your efforts. And if you're fortunate enough and blessed enough that you reach that goal, again, celebrate it, but have a short memory. Because that point B that you've reached, that goal that you've attained, we don't want it to be the end. We want it to be a new beginning, a new point A, and you're striving to do something even bigger, even better, whatever the case may be. So chase those goals, have systems in place that will help you achieve those goals. And hopefully you take something positive away from this and it inspires you. And if it doesn't and you think I'm stupid, you're welcome to tell me that too. I just wanted to spark some conversation. All right, guys, have a good evening.